Hi Taurus, and welcome to your February 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign in the month of February. I really am pleased with what I'm seeing for you, Taurus. What a different vibe you have, okay? So as you're probably feeling coming into this month, we have that huge shift of Jupiter and Saturn really strongly getting into Aquarius. I'm making a video about some of the stelliums that we're having in February, so if you want to check that video out, it'll be on my channel, and you can get a better idea about how the Aquarius stelliums are affecting you. And it's kind of intense. I mean, look at what all you've got coming up. You've got the World, Death, the Hierophant, the Lovers, King of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. So this is kind of a serious chain of events you have coming up in February that really determine where you stand. So standing ideas, the story that you're creating with your actions becomes very front and center. So the ability that you have to inspire, Taurus, like inspire other people, create momentum for other people, is sizable. Okay, you are the natural second house. We are also going into year of the ox on February 12th, which ox is, in the Chinese system, the equivalent to Taurus. It is the bull animal, the bovine animal that is in that system. It's also number 2 as well. So this is, in a way, a return for you this month. And in the Chinese system, it's known as Bun Mingnian, which is just kind of like saying your year. Now, of course, that's only really true if you're an ox as well in the Chinese system, that it would be that. But it's kind of that energy also for all Taurus people in a lesser degree. And what usually happens that year is that you really have to focus on who you are. You really have to take a look at how things are going. You really will get a lot of wake-up calls and a lot of truth about where things stand. And with Taurus, this can be sometimes a difficult trial because your sign is all about reception and it's all about natural outcomes. So to really see how things are and to then maybe feel encouraged or to feel as if you need to then get your hands into everything that you're doing and really make some changes is kind of out of your territory. You are a more trusting sign. So something with trust comes up firmly this month. And I would really, if I were a Taurus person, I would look at the people who've been fixtures in your life. Like if you could narrow down 4 to 5 people in your life who've had a huge effect or a huge impact, or who have really made an impression on you in your life. So this could be anywhere from like mother figure, father figure, that first huge relationship, that person with the, who was your like best friend, but actually really meddled in your life. Any of these figures that have been very concentrated when it comes to the momentum of your life need to be seen now. Okay. And I'm not necessarily talking about like connecting with those people, but the truth of what they actually represented and what reaction that had with you. So this is a very empowering month for you, Taurus, to finally admit that maybe that person was not who you thought that they were. Maybe that person who you've termed as like a villain was only made that by like another meddling person in your life. Like Taurus can get some really false impressions going on. This is the second 8th house axis in astrology, which is the axis of, yes, on your side, the second house, earthly prosperity and, good luck and rewards coming with what you receive in life. But on the opposite end of that, the 8th house, we have like lies, collusion, people giving things to people with unclear or unpure intentions. All right. So that's always a part of it. And it's not good or bad. It's not to freak you out. But one of Taurus's like soul path, soul karmic missions is to understand the intentions of other people, to understand the motives of other people, to understand the truth of what roles other people played in their lives, and to not lie to themselves about that. I think over the last few years, it's been really easy for Taurus to not lie to themselves. It's not that sharp. It's more of like, just get me away from it. I'll let this be what it was, and I'm going to move on. Well, now here you are in this year of the ox, and any of those things that were unsettled could easily come back up, or you'll just mirror it in your next manifestation. So thinking of like a relationship that previously went wrong, you may not ever have to encounter that person again, but it's really easy to manifest somebody just like them, okay? And not realize that because of not the grudge, but the influence that you might still be having on another person, or that they might still be having on you, can put you into this sort of ego assertive area where you think, okay, I'll never have that again. I'll never find myself in that situation. But by focusing it like that, you create a situation just like it, but you won't let yourself believe that that's how it is because it's such an ego drive, but it is what it is, you know? So we have the lens of the ego versus the truth coming up. And that's going to be the main thing that you need to get clear here and now in the month of February, okay? Because that's the other thing, is it's like, to finish on the intuitive messages for the month, when I'm meditating on your energy, I'm feeling like you have a blank canvas this month. I'm feeling like there really is not that much karmic momentum relating from your past now. So that's worthy of congratulations. Like, congratulations, Taurus. There is an idea of blank canvas, carte blanche now. And there is for everybody moving into this Aquarian new wave. So you don't have to worry about anything from the past, but the only area of worry there is how like this tendency or this method of self-convincing in order to motivate or in order to spur comfort, how that moves into the future and the chaos and lies that it can create in your life. So we have an honest coming of age story for you in this month, and seeing things for what they were, and seeing like that troublesome, meddling person for who they were, not as like a saint, or seeing, you know, that, seeing how people have maybe manipulated you as well in the past, and no longer being beholden to those types of schemes. Because again, 2nd, 8th house axis, your opposite sign is Scorpio. So everybody, whatever sign you are, you have, also an aspect of the opposite sign, because that's how astrology works, through axes. So the 180-degree angle is the most personality determining one. So every Taurus is a little bit of a Scorpio. Every Scorpio is a little bit of a Taurus. Every Cancer is a little bit of a Capricorn, so on and so forth. So there's always something in the life of a Taurus that has something to do with honesty and energy sources and the truth versus lies versus, you know, collective norms as well. So it's a lot about that this year for you, Taurus, and you can get it straight right here and right now in February and move forward and not worry about it. But let's get into your week to week. Let's see what's coming up for you. In the first week of February, you have the World rooted down by Ace of Pentacles. This means that you are having perhaps a culmination in your career. Congratulations. This looks like financial rewards, abundance, prosperity, and new beginnings when it comes to the material sector of your life. So what is material in your life? Is it money? Is it debt? Is it a nice relationship? What is real? Okay, that's culminating to a level that it may end or it may start to change. Okay, so you could be in the last phase of a job. You could be in the last phase of a giving or receiving phase. Okay, so who you're giving to, what you're receiving from, this will likely change soon, but here in the first week of February, it's so nice to just coast and enjoy it. Let this prosperity be. Try to not second guess things. I feel like Taurus has gotten a little bit crazy when it comes to like, oh my God, am I in the right career? Am I in the right, sector of life? Am I in the right relationship? And yeah, just coast and enjoy it, I feel, is the best thing for the first week. And in the second week of February, you have the 6 of Cups rooted down by the Death card. So again, we see give and take. We see something being given in a hand, again, in the 6 of Cups. This is about sentimentality, charity, compromises, kind closure, kind words. So kindness is the beginning point for everything. If something feels unkind, okay, as the Death card is rooting this down, so there's a certain heaviness about this whole like theme of kindness in your life. If you feel like you're having a lot of unkind thoughts, because this is another funny thing about the sign of Taurus, again, opposite Scorpio, they're so nice, they're so warm, they're so beautifully earthly, prosperous people, but there can be this tinge of darkness in some Taurus people where that Scorpio side of themselves has not really been channeled. And it starts to just go out of control. And sometimes Taurus will start to have like crazy, not crazy, but, existential thoughts or dark thoughts. And that's wanting to heal up for you in the second week. It's about giving it to yourself. It's about giving yourself lightness. It's about giving yourself kindness. And if you can't do that, you might see that you're not being very kind to other people too. Or you might see that your kindness is being given to people who are very dark. And maybe in the past, you even ended up choosing dark people over light people out of this dynamic, not even realizing it. Because when what really happened there was a sort of like cathartic exhale of choosing a dark person, which packaged itself up to you as like the right light choice, and that is a beautiful articulation of the dynamic at play right now, and that's reversing. So you have an opportunity in the second week, Taurus, to transform out of that pattern where you're choosing the dark cathartic person wrapped up as like this light right choice. Now your light right choice is going to be the light right person, and you're walking away from the dark cathartic messes and chaoses of the past. Okay. Transformation in the second week. Third week, you have King of Wands rooted down by the Lovers. Creative choices. Okay. Creative crossroads. Creative careers coming up in the third week. Isn't it beautiful how when you start to get a little bit of lightness into your life, that all of a sudden these motivated, confident, creative breaths of fresh air start to come in? A breath of fresh air should be the energy of February, Taurus. There's a lot of work. We're going into Year of the Ox, which, yes, it deals with like hard work, labors of love, getting ahead in life, which might mean working more, things like that. Nonetheless, there should be an aspect somewhere by the third week, and even in the first week, that feels like a breath of fresh air, that feels like I've never had this before, and I'm not sure what this means, and I'm really surprised about the sort of a contagious, effortless, what do I mean? It's like the contagious whim. We're getting into Pisces season, the contagious sort of Neptunian flair, the contagious, beautiful laughter that can actually start to come in the third week of February is a gift to you if you can get past that dark cathartic jaunt. Okay. So third week, there's a choice to make. Am I going to go which way? Am I going to take this career this way or that way? Am I going to let myself enjoy my life? Okay. We are at a heavy crossroads for Taurus, and it's not that heavy anymore. But if the dark cathartic rigmarole is chosen again, there is a truth and a definitive streak in that. Sometimes we choose paths like that because we're like, wow, I can really ascend my way out of that. I can really, get down into the depths and like learn in that sort of like Pandora's box way of some type of method. And then I can rise back up to the top with this like extra knowledge and extra, blast off into more. And that's true. That was especially true over the last few years, but we are getting out of that territory. Now, it's very easy to get stuck at the depths. Okay. It's very easy to drown in catharsis right now. And so moderation comes to mind for you in the third week. But fourth week, you have the Hierophant rooted down by a 9 of Pentacles. Spiritual ease, comfort, and ascension. Right. All of a sudden things are a lot easier in the fourth week, and you might just be the person that you were a few years ago in the best way possible. You might just kind of reach back, because I do feel there's a bit of depth orientation for you with the Death card and the Lovers card and the World card coming up. And I feel like the best way to channel that is to remember who you've been over the last decade, maybe. And remember even who you were at like the very beginning of certain relationships. This is important, Taurus. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I just totally saw through this entire dynamic. Remembering who you've been at like the beginning of certain relationships, because this is dealing with relationships. This is dealing again with other people, very focused on others this month in February. Seeing who you were at the beginning of relationships and taking that incredible, gifted person or aspect of you into this more mature, more wizened, more creative, more forgiving to yourself and to other people, yet not settling for chaotic or, narcissistic or abusive, toxic people either. Do you guys kind of get what I'm getting at here? Where it's not a matter of all or nothing. It's not a matter of like, okay, if I reach back to like the positive aspects of that old relationship, that means I have to accept those toxic people from my past. Or contrarily, if I reject all of that, that means that I don't have that nice aspect of me anymore. You can have both. You can have your cake and eat it too now, actually. You can reach back and get those old positive aspects of you and move forward away from toxic ancient stories at the same time. And through that, you have an incredible spiritual ascension, and money, material, time, all that comes together. It does not really come together otherwise. I have to be very blunt with you, Taurus. If you won't go back and find the positive aspects of you and choose to take those with you, if you can't forgive yourself and others at all, and we could make a whole video about forgiveness and what that means. Everybody has a different idea of what that means. But I think you guys know what I mean. When I say forgive, I don't mean accepting or enabling or making it okay in like the eyes of God that somebody did something bad to you. But if we can't forgive people for the past, from the idea that we let go of the influence that has on our momentum now, it's very hard for this year to be easy. And I just have to be upfront and blunt with you guys about that. It's very hard for this year to be easy if we are being nagged by ancient, old, outworn stories. And we start to see how that might just be like a drug, an addiction. It's just another drug addiction. You know, that inability to let go of the past, or inability to allow a difficult experience from the past to release from your life. Okay. Very deep, very shadow oriented. The next reading, so readings in the future, Taurus, are going to be much more bright and light, because we really are getting into a brighter, lighter energy. But you're transitioning into that now, and it's so easy if you let it be. All right. Another positive is just you could even meet somebody brand new right now and just meet the perfect person. You could meet like a fire sign, Sag, Aries, Leo. I do feel like you need some warming up. Metal, Ox energy, Aquarius energy for a Taurus is very cold and very, very industrial. Okay, so a fire sign might be really good right now. Even another earth sign could be an idea. But you are overcoming something and you're healing from something. And it's not hard. It's not a riddle. It's not curious or mysterious how you can heal right now. It's a matter of whether you let yourself or not. Okay. Anyway, Taurus, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. You're some of my favorite people in the world. My Taurus people who come to me every month and send me messages and message me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. That'll be linked below. Who also comment on these YouTube videos or are over on Patreon. You know, sometimes we're talking, sometimes we message back and forth. And I sit down at my desk in the morning and I see a message from a Taurus and I'm like, yeah, we've got to look into these things, and we just kind of really enjoy, and I enjoy reading every single one of your comments. I read them all, and I'm very busy right now, but yes, do like, subscribe, and join the Patreon page if you like. I'm actually going to do an extended reading for my Taurus people over on Patreon. I'll link it below in the description box and in the center of this screen. We're going to get a central theme and two supporting themes, talk a little bit more about all of this, okay, for the month ahead. And we do those every month. So for such a affordable low price of $5 a month, you can get these readings early and ad-free, weekly exclusive forecasts that are only on Patreon. And then you also get like other updates and more. And then there are other tier options where you can get even more than that. So, but for the lowest, most affordable tier, you can get pretty much the most value. So I try to keep it really affordable because I know that not everybody has a lot to work with right now. But if you would like to check that out, Taurus, it's all here. And without further ado, let's jump over to Patreon and look into this even further. Much love. Let's go over there now. Bye, Taurus.